Hey, James from All Hail Internal Combustion, and after a miserable hot day, supposed to be a quick run to the junkyard, I came home with a lot of parts. So I found some stuff for Pops' S10 for his V-belt conversion into an older truck. So we got the crankshaft pulley, water pump pulley, the power steering pump, V-belt, the brackets, and the alternator to switch it over to a V-belt. We prefer V-belts, they're just a lot easier to deal with than serpentine, and bypassing the smog pump was kind of a pain. But we don't do that kind of stuff anyway. So anyway, we also got this valve cover. It has the throttle linkages on it. So thought that would be good because I also got Pops the carbureted 2-barrel intake manifold for the truck. It's aluminum, so it's not too heavy. So that's a nice find. That's all the stuff he's been looking for the S10. I guess he's just gonna have to order a carburetor.
Weber, baby.
Yeah. So the first junkyard, we got some mats for the Explorer and some window switches because some of our windows aren't working correctly. So we picked that up. That's nice. Got this dashboard out of a '88 CRX. Really nice, and it should fit in the Civic. I might have to modify, but I think it should fit. Some people are saying it'll swap right in. You just have to change the gauge cluster if you want to reuse that hood. But supposedly the Civic gauge cluster hood will fit over top of it. So we'll see. I kind of like this little cubby and the shifter linkage. I might have to get new heater controls for the CRX, but there's like a lot of CRXs getting parted out online right now. So it'll be easy to find parts. I liked how this looked because all of the climate controls, the radio, and the gauge cluster is more, you can see it's angled towards the driver. So this is where your shifter boot goes, and you got a little cubby here, which is nice because there's not really a lot of space like that in the Civic. So this ought to be a nice upgrade. I got the radio bezel. Look at all nice little cubby under there. You know, you got a cubby here, you know. So I'm pretty excited about that. It's black, and I got this little door panel. Because the CRX door panels won't fit my car, but I got this little pocket off the door. Somebody's going to be mad when they get there to get that CRX. Anyway, I'll put that on my EF, so that'll be nice. So we also got a distributor for Pops' car, too. It's not in great shape, but at least it's parts for him doing the swap. Now on to the diamond in the rough I found there. I found this JDM D16 motor. It's a ZC motor. Factory came with a 9.2 compression ratio. Almost 130 horsepower from the factory. And if you look...
The flywheel's hitting the bed.
Bring these pistons up. If you can see here, these are sitting flush like a normal piston, but they're domed here. So definitely higher compression than the factory American D16. This is a D16. The one way you can always tell that a motor's JDM is when it just has letters stamped in it. Now this was an '88 CRX dual overhead cam motor, and it has the oil cooler on it. It's exactly like my motor. It's just higher compression, more horsepower, more foot-pounds of torque. So, you know, with a cam and some of the other mods I already have for my motor, this thing should perform real well. I got all the timing covers. It was completely fast. Nothing wrong with it. Well, I guess we'll see once we pull it apart, but everything else could be rebuilt. And here's the head. And as you can see, the valves look great. I mean, a little bit of carbon on them, but it's really nice. What's that? The exhaust side. Those ports look a little bit bigger than the factory one, than the D16A6, and the intake ports. Now the intake manifold, the multi-point fuel injection that we have on the D16A6, this is the motor. This is the Japanese version of the motor that we got that intake off of. So this intake is going to swap right onto this head. I might have to get a new header, but that's okay. I have a brand new header that I have in the back that I can see if the gaskets match and the ports match. But I also picked up the distributor. because I think my plugs are just like this on mine, but I didn't want to take a chance, so I grabbed it anyway, just in case. I'm pretty excited, man. I got a throttle cable too. This is the shortened one for the multi-point fuel injection, so that can go on the Civic right away. Value in this is a really rare motor, and you know, it might not be the most desirable, but as far as like a factory swap D-Series motor, this is kind of the bee's knees when it comes to a factory D-Series motor. So, you know, I'm probably gonna check it out, see how it looks. If it looks nice and healthy, you know, I might look into a cam swap, or I might just leave it alone. I was thinking about a turbo in the current car, but if I could make the same horsepower out of all motor, I'd definitely prefer to go with that. So with those domed pistons, maybe we get a phenolic gasket, right? That's the multi-layered ones. Peel the layers off of them. They're the metal stacked gaskets.
It's not phenolic.
Phenolic, what are those called?
It's
stacked metal gasket. We'll just call it that.
Yeah, them friggin' things.
Anyway, a quick trick with these, you can pull the 2 layers off and run the center section or one of the sections, and it'll boost your compression even a little bit more. So between all that stuff, we'll be getting this motor cleaned up and checking it out, mic all the bearings, see where it's at, check the pistons, all that good stuff, and make sure this motor's actually in good shape. You know, I'm kind of I'm not losing here, because even if there's something wrong with the block, I could sell just the head as a core. This head, from our quick research, won't swap right onto my block, or I'd be thinking about just throwing this right on my car now. They said the head bolts won't line up, but we have a D16A6 block sitting around, and we might go ahead and test that theory. So, more videos to come, man. We got a lot of exciting stuff going on with this JDM ZC motor to build. Like I said, 130 horsepower. I think it was rated at about the same in foot-pounds and torque, but I know it was a 9.2 compression ratio. I have a app on my phone called Honda Database. It's a great app. Anyway, I got all this stuff from Bachman's. You pull it in York County. They're a pretty good yard for tuner cars, so you guys should check them out. If you're in the area looking for tuner parts, that's a good place. But that's also where I got all the S10 parts too, and they were the only one in the area with an old S10 with the carburetor set up and the V-belt set up too. So it's kind of weird, because in the city you think everybody would have small compact cars, but some people don't have a lot of money in the city, and some of these cars sit in their backyard for years or in a garage, and finally they got to get it hauled out of there, and they end up at a place like Bachman's, where the place is out in rural areas. All the people out there have already scrapped all their junk cars out in the yard. So, you know, I'm really excited about what we got here. So stay tuned. We'll have some more videos to come. I just wanted to give you guys an insight. I know I haven't been around doing a lot of videos. I've been pretty busy with work and stuff. It's summertime, so construction is busy, but you know, we're definitely setting ourselves up for some nice builds this summer, so, or just for this winter. Anyway, stay tuned. Make sure you like and subscribe so we can finally get our boring bar, so we can do all these dang motors we have sitting around. Like and subscribe. Appreciate you. Till we see you next time. James from All Hail Internal Combustion.